Hello, this is Sabrina Jean. I hope you're doing well. I want to read to you a chapter from a book that I wrote back in 2014. The book I titled Enlighten Me, a simple guide to finding happiness. The foreword goes, over the past 3 decades, I have read many books on self-empowerment and enlightenment, and most of them have been interesting reading and very helpful. For the most part, they all had something to share and learn from, and I was fascinated and excited to receive all of this new knowledge. During this process, I realized that everyone has their own path to follow, and we all have different ways of doing things. I have learned a lot through reading, however, and it would be helpful for me to have some examples to go by, some exercises to do, etc. This is why I've decided to compile my 30 years of learning and experiences of trial and error and triumphs into written word or spoken word to share with you, along with suggestions and exercises to help you along your way. Throughout this book, I have added many ideas for you to try and different techniques to incorporate these new things into your life. As we all know, practice makes perfect, so take your time, practice, and enjoy. You may not even get through to the end of this book right away, as everyone learns at a different pace, and it will always be here for you to come back to when you feel that you are ready. I strongly believe baby steps are needed to be taken in order to achieve success in finding peace and enlightenment in our lives. I honestly believe that it is very important to learn how to meditate or go within, because once you learn how to do this, you will actually connect with your true self or your soul. And once you are comfortable in doing this, you will be surprised how enlightened you become, and you will also learn how to trust your gut. With this practice, most of the things that you will learn from this book will become second nature to you. I hope it is as enjoyable for you to read it as it was for me to create it. I wish all of you eternal peace, love, joy, and much happiness in your life. Chapter 1, My Journey. The first step towards finding happiness in life is realizing and deciding that you are ready to actually do something about it. We are all guilty of saying we know what we need to make things better, but we never seem to take that first step. So congratulations on making that decision to do something about it. But where do you start? I have a question for you. If you met yourself on the street somewhere, would you like you? Seriously, if you struck up a conversation with yourself, would you be someone you would like to be around or someone that you would avoid in the future? This book is written based on my personal experiences and the process I went through to make the transformation from unhappy and confused to completely happy and continuously enlightened. And it is my wish to share this with those of you who know that you want to be happier too. So, are you ready? I personally think that we are all born happy souls, no matter where you live on the planet or what language you speak. We are all inherently loving creatures, giving and seeking love. Some believe our soul chooses the life it wants to live in the physical plane, in which case, believe it or not, some choose misery and grief. What is the goal of this? To overcome the misery and grief, perhaps, or maybe just to experience the misery and grief? My point is that no matter how dire the situation, we will always have the option to change our lives. There is a reason why you were drawn to this book or this video. And for the same reason we are all drawn to the same things that we are all seeking enlightenment. It seems that I am on a continuous journey of enlightenment. I'm always wondering what and if there is a lesson I should be learning in any situation. When I think back to when I consciously acknowledged my life was changing for the better, I realize it wasn't until I started enlightening myself. Spirituality, I think, has a lot to do with it. Spirituality isn't necessarily based on any particular religion, but simply believing I am and that I am capable of creating beautiful and wonderful things is the very beginning. Once you start practicing your rituals of enlightenment and see how easy it actually is, you will be so happy that you would have wished that you had started a long time ago. I wish I had found this earlier in life, but then again, I wouldn't be where I am today if I hadn't experienced the things that I had, and I am grateful for that. So what started me on my spiritual journey? Reiki was my first step. I was at a point in my life where nothing was making me happy. I felt I was going around in circles, not moving forward in life, and I felt like I needed to do something, but I didn't know what that was. I was unsettled, moved a lot, changed jobs often, and I even downsized and moved to a different state. I was looking for answers and didn't really know where or how to find them. One day, someone mentioned Reiki to me. Reiki is a powerful universal healing energy that goes where it needs to go in the body, to enlighten and to heal. One can heal oneself with Reiki. After experiencing my first session, I immediately knew I wanted to learn how to do it. I started with a Reiki 1 attunement, which requires a 21-day self-healing and meditation regimen. Practice makes perfect, right? The healers that I chose to receive the attunements from were awesome, and included in my first session was a hands-on session to show me how to use the Reiki, how to feel it, how to absorb it. They showed me the different hand placements for self-healing. They also gave me my first lesson in how to transfer energies that I have picked up from others to send it immediately back out to the universe. My first lesson in releasing negative energy was in this practice. I believe that it was these first steps towards healing myself that opened me up to the whole world of healing, love, joy, and gratitude. Without wanting to heal and not knowing how to get rid of negative energies, I don't think it would have been possible for me to continue on a path of enlightenment. Actually, one may continue on the path, but I think it would be difficult to find enlightenment. In the end, we are all unique individuals, and we are all here on different paths with different lessons to learn. Not everyone finds enlightenment in the same things or the same way that others do, but I believe each of us can find it if we simply take the time to seek it. I wish you all the love and blessings on your path, and I sincerely hope this book proves helpful for you in finding your own enlightenment. Chapter 2, what is enlightenment? So what is enlightenment? What causes enlightenment? How do you find it? When I was 25 years old, I had my very first psychic reading. Among many other things, the psychic told me I had 3 guardian angels, an Indian on my left, a female on my right, and directly behind me and hovering over me was a very tall, strong, protective male. Their names are not important, the psychic told me, after I asked who they were. They could be ascended masters or deceased relatives and people from your past lives. This is what I was told. On this day, I was also introduced to the healing energies of crystals and gemstones. Thus, the beginning of my journey to enlightenment, not realizing it would take me another 20 years to find it. So if you ask anyone what enlightenment means to them, you'll most likely get a different answer every time. Here are some of the responses that I got from a recent survey that I took on my social media at that time, of course. So here are some definitions of what enlightenment is. One person says, enlightenment is the ending of rebirth. Another one says, enlightenment is the state of knowing who you are. It is the end of the quest to who am I? And when we look within, the answer will come. Another answer is enlightenment is self-realization or knowledge of the self, that we are not this body, but we are the silent witness within. Our true goal and purpose is to enlighten ourselves. Why run after worldly objects when absolute bliss is already within us? Enlightenment is a state of divine consciousness of every soul. And then I also had some very simple answers and responses to what is enlightenment to you. Freedom, pure happiness, to effortlessly live and speak the truth. Enlightenment is the letting go of attachment and judgment. Enlightenment is to know that there is more to this existence than what we perceive. So those were some of the answers I got from my poll. And generally speaking, enlightenment is anything that brings you joy. Anything that brings a smile to your face, the feeling of bliss, peace within. So how do we achieve enlightenment? There are a vast amount of techniques, ideas, methods, and tools that can be used in a variety of ways on any given day. For some, it is simple, and for others, it might be complicated. It might be a daily ritual or a combination of things that vary from day to day. The key is to find the things that bring you joy and inner peace and to incorporate them into your daily life. But before we can actually enlighten ourselves, we need to first successfully remove all of the negative and limited thinking, that we are having. So, all right, I got tongue twisted there. Let me go back. We need to first successfully remove all of the negative and limited thinking that we so many times subconsciously do without even realizing it. So we are damaging ourselves with our thoughts, or we feel we are not worthy of joy or happiness. So before we can start to change any of this, we have to learn to love ourselves. And once we can truly love ourselves and believe that we are worthy of eternal joy and inner peace, only then can we start the journey of enlightenment. And this journey starts now with you. Awareness and mindfulness are also keys in finding enlightenment. Many people think awareness and mindfulness are the same thing, but they are not. Awareness is being aware of everything around you, aware of your surroundings, the people in it, the energy that flows through it, the floor, the furniture, the lighting. Mindfulness is paying particular attention to a certain thing. One can be aware of many things, but not be mindful of it. For example, I am aware of the flowers that are growing in the field, and I am aware of their colors, fragrances, and the beauty that they offer. Being mindful of these flowers would mean I am focusing certain energy and attentiveness to the flowers. Perhaps I will water the flowers, or provide them nourishment for the soil, or aid them in receiving more sunlight somehow. How can I help the flowers feel better? Maybe I will lay in the fields and meditate with the flowers around me, feeling their gentle flow and their energy, saying a prayer for them, or even talking to them. Some of the flowers may be wilting, and I can be mindful of their surroundings and what may be the cause of their demise. So as you see, awareness and mindfulness are two completely different things. The following is an exercise I would like to share with you. To make a list of objects or people in or near your house that you are aware of. Take your time to really consider each object or person and make note of which ones you are mindful of. Spend a little bit of time with each item on your list, focusing 5 minutes on all the tiny details of that particular item. Notice its shape, color, or size. Does it move? Is it stationary? Does it emit an odor or a smell of any kind? If so, what does that odor smell like? Does it remind you of anything in particular? So what you are doing here is mindfulness. All right, on to the next chapter, but I feel like I need to narrate this as well to complete this audio recording. So the next chapter I titled, Love Yourself First. And I wrote, when we are young children, we tend to be occupied in our own little bubble around ourselves and the things and the people that immediately affect us. Our brains and our thought patterns aren't quite matured yet, and we think mostly of ourselves. In the beginning, we love ourselves. We love our pets, our parents, our brothers, our sisters. We love our friends, our extended families, and we especially love the ice cream man. Things are going great until we become teenagers and our hormones start to flow. It is one of our first experiences in loving another being besides ourselves and being drawn to that person, wanting to be around them all of the time. Or is this just lust? Is it chemical, or are they pheromones? Whatever causes this craziness in our bodies, at this point in our lives, we still only love unconditionally, don't we? Until that first experience of heartbreak and heartache, we ask, what did I do to deserve this? For so many people, this is the end of unconditional love because we quickly learn that not everybody is going to love us back in the same way. So we become cautious. We create conditions. We set boundaries. Some people will go on to experience a multitude of abusive relationships, some to the extent that they actually start to believe that this is what they deserve. And they may begin to love themselves less, or maybe even not at all. This, in combination with other platonic relationships, experiences, and feelings, is what causes the downward spiral to begin. But how will you ever find happiness and enlightenment if you do not love yourself enough to allow yourself to be happy and enlightened? I've spent the majority of my life being a fairly happy person. I always seem to have a positive energy about myself, and I'm happy to be here, and I'm also happy to be alive. But don't get me wrong, I've had my share of emotional ups and downs in life, and I haven't always been a happy camper. There have even been a couple of times that I was feeling so down that I wondered if it would be easier if I just ended it all. What stinks is that I enjoy living so much that I can never take the easy way out. I'm also too curious to see what is going to happen in the next 20, 30 years of my life. I want to grow ripe, old, healthy, happy, and enlightened. Don't you? Some of us spend a big portion of our lives trying to make others happy. Some simply only care to make themselves happy. And, well, I just want everyone to be happy. So are you happy? Do you know how to be happy? Do you wake up in the morning feeling a sense of joy and excitement for the day? Do you enjoy your job? Do you enjoy your interactions with other people? Do you look forward to the adventures each day might bring? I think what is most important is that we learn to love ourselves first and to give ourselves permission and acceptance to be happy. You have to realize, though, that you are worth being happy, and you're the one to decide that you're going to do something about this. It is said that only those who truly love themselves first are capable of loving others full-heartedly. So as an exercise or a practice, take a few moments, along with a piece of paper and a pen, and think about what truly makes you happy. Remember back to your childhood and jot down on the paper any of the things that made you happy when you were growing up. Perhaps jot down the first thing that you remember making you happy and something that made you smile. Next, try to think about what age you were when you realized you were no longer happy. What was the event that occurred that made you change your way of thinking? Notice what conditions you started putting onto others and yourself in order to obtain happiness. Are there things, memories, harsh feelings that you are still holding on to now? Know that whatever happened in the past most likely happened for a reason. The reason is to help you to grow and to learn in love. You must love yourself enough to realize you need to let that all go and to forgive the person and the event, but also to thank them in private, in quiet stillness, to thank them for the experience, because without that experience, you would maybe never have been able to improve yourself or to choose to return to being happy. That was a tongue twister as well. So there's a love yourself positive affirmation exercise. I haven't read this in a really long time. So love yourself, a positive affirmation exercise. And I wrote, standing in front of a mirror, look directly at yourself and say, I love you. Honestly, I've been saying this to people even recently too. Stand in front of a mirror, look directly into your eyes and say, I love you. How do you feel when you tell yourself this? Do you feel awkward? Could you even look directly into your eyes while you were saying, I love you? Or did you look away? The first step is to love yourself and believe that you love yourself and that you are worthy of happiness, that you are worthy of love. Make a list of positive affirmations and start saying them to yourself or even in front of a mirror several times a day, or at least once in the morning and then once again before you go to bed. Before long, you will notice a loving difference within yourself. You will also feel happier. For some people, this might take a day, and for others, it might be weeks. But the more you practice this exercise, the more you will believe it, and the more comfortable you will be with it. Some other affirmations you might say to yourself in the mirror are, I accept myself exactly as I am. I may not be perfect, but I am perfectly me. Or, I deserve to be happy. Because you do deserve to be happy. You're worth it. You're also loved, too. The following is a list of some more positive affirmations that you can choose to use in your spare time. It doesn't really matter how you practice them because they all work in some way. You can speak them, write them, say them into a mirror, or just think them quietly. I love and approve myself. I am deeply fulfilled with who I am. I am confident. I embrace the rhythm and flowing of my own heart. I am at peace. I am successful. There are also many other ways that you can love yourself simply by allowing yourself those little things that bring you joy. The biggest obstacle is actually believing that you love yourself. And once you believe this, anything is possible. So here are some more ideas and practices that you can choose to use to, love yourself more. Number 1, take a relaxing bath with Epsom salts and essential oils. Number 2, only feed your body food that is nutrient dense and is good for you. 3, participate in daily activities that will bring you joy. 4, follow your heart. 5, practice saying positive affirmations. 6, practice gratitude. 7, do periodical deep breathing exercises several times per day. 8, meditate, or at least take time to just be still. 9, spend time around animals. Spend time in nature. 10, ditch the cell phone and other electronics. 11, listen to music that soothes your soul. This is the end of my audio narration for this video. I truly hope you enjoyed. Do feel free to listen through as many times as you like. And again, I wish you all an amazing day, an amazing life full of love, happiness, and worthiness. Bye for now.